What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be doing the match preview for Barcelona versus Girona in La Liga. The season now is slowly but surely coming to an end, and all Barcelona have left now is to secure the La Liga title after the humiliation midweek in the Copa del Rey in the Clásico. This is Barcelona's opportunity to bounce back and put full force on the league to break some records and of course win the league in emphatic fashion. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, and of course we are playing tomorrow on a bloody Monday. I don't know what La Liga were thinking they put us on a Monday, but fair enough to them. Very weird, but nonetheless, little weekend off, we will take that. And of course this match will be taking place at the beautiful Spotify Camp Nnou, and the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch it will be Antonio Mateo Laos. This is already gonna be a difficult game. Just add the worst referee in Spain on top of that as well. And on the VAR it will be Santiago humiliated. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table, where Barcelona currently sit in first place in La Liga on 71 points after playing 27 matches. We do have 23 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. Look at our last 5 games in the league, 4 wins and the 1 loss, which I believe is against Almeria. Now of course we are currently 12 points ahead of Real Madrid, who have 59 points after playing 28 matches. They do have 18 wins, 5 draws, and 5 losses. Now 12 points difference is still there, but Real Madrid did play yesterday. As you can see, they played one more game, and they've only gone and bloody lost to Quique Setien's Villarreal 3-2 at the Santiago Bernabeu, which means that Barcelona has the opportunity to go 15 points clear tomorrow with a victory. It's very evident that Real Madrid at this point have given up on the league. They're going to be focusing now on the Champions League and the Cup. So again, this is Barcelona's opportunity to create a beautiful long space and gap, and of course break some records in the league. Now if you really look at the league table, Atletico Madrid do play later on today, and if they win their game, there'll only be 2 points behind Real Madrid. So now Real Madrid are being dragged into that top 4 race, so to speak, so they can't take off the foot off the pedal completely, but that's the distance that we're talking about here. 15 points off first place, and then there's 2 off second place, and then 8 off 4. So Real Madrid have to be a bit cautious now going with their games in La Liga in the next few weeks, but again the gap is just getting bigger and bigger for Barcelona. Nothing but the win tomorrow, especially after Madrid's capitulation at the Bernabeu de Villarreal. Kessie, of course, he's out of the team perfectly. Samuel Chukwueze, who's tortured us over the past few years, finally gives Real Madrid a piece of their medicine. So Barcelona, a big opportunity tomorrow, can go 15 points clear at the top of the league. Now if you take a look at our opponents in Girona and where they're currently standing in the league table, they're currently sat in 11th place in La Liga on 34 points after playing 27 matches. They do have 9 wins, 7 draws, and 11 losses. You look at their last 5 games in the league, 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. So overall, first season back for Girona, doing fairly well. They currently sit around mid-table in La Liga. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Girona. Like I just mentioned, so far in the league, they're doing fairly well. Mid-table in La Liga. That's where they should be about at the moment. They're doing well for his first season back in the league. The last time we did face them was a few months ago in the new year, away from home, and it was, of course, a 1-0 victory for Barcelona, with Pedri getting the goal on the hour mark. You see the lineup on the screen on the right hand side as well. And this is at a point before we were just about to face Man United in the Europa League. I think Lewandowski was still serving his 3 or 4 match suspension. I think we're just off also winning the Super Cup as well. Very difficult game, very tight. Of course, I don't know if you do remember this match, they had some opportunities. I think Arnau Martinez missed a few chances. I think Stuani missed a few chances as well. But in the end, Barcelona's strong defense, and of course going forward we created one big chance and scored it. Typical for a lot this season, and it was of course of Pedri as well, in the goal. A lot of 1-0 victories of Pedri goal this season, and this was no exception. Now, if you take a look at Girona's last 5 matches in all competition, in their last match, they beat Espanyol 2-1, they drew with Vallecano 2-2, lost to Atletico Madrid 1-0, they lost to Getafe 3-2, but they beat Athletic Club 3-2. Let's take a look at the last 3 matches in all competition. Firstly is the 1-0 loss against Atletico Madrid. I think Atletico Madrid in this match did score near the end of the game. It was a tight game. I think it was Alvaro Morata from a corner kick in like the dying seconds to get all 3 points. So it was a very, very tight game. Girona competed well. They've been losing against the top teams, only by a 1 or 2 goal difference. So they do compete at the high level, so to speak. They don't make it as easy as some of the other teams in La Liga. They are very, very strong competitively. They do very well, and in this match, there's no exception. They are very, very close, but in the end, a little bit of luck for Atletico Madrid, and they walk away with all 3 points. Next match is the 2-2 draw with Rayo Vallecano away from home, again at a good level. Rayo Vallecano are one of the better teams in the league. They're in the top half of the table, competing for those European Conference and Europa League spots, and again, they went toe-to-toe with them. Where Girona really lacked this season is facing those middle table to lower end tables where it's a bit scrappy. They're going to park the bus against them and hit them on the counterattack. That's where Girona lost all their matches, mainly, and of course against the big boys as well. But against like the teams at their level, they do end up competing. A 2-2 draw from away from home as well. They did very well, and in the end, they go away with a very, very strong 1 point. And finally, the last match in all competition was a 2-1 win against Espanyol. Yo, side note, Espanyol are about to get relegated, and I just love to see it again. We could actually relegate them as well, so keep your eyes on that. Anyways, a big win in the Catalonia derby. I believe it was Arnau Martinez with the I think 88th, 89th, 90th minute winner, so they got the huge 3 points there. In the derby, of course, the last one was quite heated. It was a 2-2 draw. They were chanting, puta this, puta that, and now Girona come back and get the victory. Again, in a derby, it's just going to be scrappy. We've seen it before, especially against Espanyol, and in the end, Girona walked away with 3 massive points in Catalonia. So overall, final thoughts on Girona. They're a very, very good team, very well structured, and they do complete very well this season. They're very well managed by their manager, Michel, who's done very well for them this season. Again, they're a team that play good football, and they try to compete against their opponents. They don't try, park the bus or anything like that. Maybe when the going gets tough against a bigger side, but you can't pay them for that. Against teams their level or lower, they always go play good football and try to compete in the best possible way. But look out for, of course, they have a few good players. I think Gazzaniga and goals, a decent goalkeeper. You have Oriol Romeo in the midfield, very, very experienced. A few of their attacking players, I think Reinier, who's on loan from Real Madrid, is suspended because he got a red card in the derby. But of course, the main player for them, in my opinion anyways, is Arnau Martinez, who will be playing his first match at the Camp Nou after, growing up in La Masia. Very, very good player. He probably will leave Girona this summer. It's either going to be to Barcelona, maybe to Atletico Madrid, maybe even to, Real Sociedad, maybe a bigger team, topper team, an upgrade on Girona, which he does deserve. He's a very, very good player. So much quality as a right back or as a right center back as well. But again, Girona is a team of mix of young players, mix of experience, and that's where they compete at a very, very good level. Again, Barcelona in this match will have to control the tempo, control that midfield battle, and again, create those chances and finish them, because if you give Girona chances on the break, they will end up taking it, and they will end up parking the bus. They are also very, very strong defensively. Let's now take a look at the squad list. The squad list of this match has been released and confirmed, and it is as follows: Ter Stegen, Araujo, Busquets, Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, Iñaki Peña, Marcos Alonso, Jordi Alba, Kessie, Roberto, Raphinha, Kounde, Eric Garcia, Balde, Casado, Gavi, Pablo Torre, Arnau Antunes, Alecron, Estaniez, and Alex Gallido. So from the last squad list against Madrid, pains me to say it, but no changes whatsoever. Still no Frankie de Jong, who was expected to return in this match. He does not make the cut. No, and there's Christensen, of course. No Pedri, and no Ousmane Dembele. We do have an update on the injuries from the Xavi's press conference in just a few seconds. Now, of course, with the season winding down, we are now entering the final 10 games of the season. Yellow card suspension is something very, very important to watch out for. And in this match, there are 3 players who are 1 yellow card away from suspension. Those 3 players are Sergio Busquets, from Kessie, and Ferran Torres. If any of these 3 players pick up a yellow card, they will be suspended for the next match against Getafe. Time now to get into Xavi's press conference reaction. He did his press conference this morning, of course. There's a lot of questions from the media about the last result upcoming games, Madrid dropping points, injuries, summer, signings, all this sort of stuff. Your typical stuff. He didn't really say anything big, but gave all the updates that he was asked for. Let's see what the Gav had to say this morning in the presser before the match against Girona tomorrow. He came out saying that we have already analyzed what happened on Wednesday. There are specific errors, and we have already turned the page. After Madrid's defeat yesterday, we have a great opportunity to go and pounce and make the gap even bigger. And he was asked about the mentality of the team. He says that in so-called big games, we have lacked maturity this season. So evident. I think the only big games we won this season are the typical ones in La Liga, the Spanish Super Cup, the league ones. But against, when the going gets tough in those big moments, especially in the cup, we have folded the majority of the time. Xavi continues on by saying that we can't stop at what has been doing right or wrong. We have to look ahead and think we're on the right track. I'll stick with the first half from the other day. So again, Xavi saying the first half performance was good. You have to keep it up, but again, the improvement is there, and next season will be the real, turning point. He was then asked about Abdi, of course, is shining at Osasuna on his loan. He said that Abdi is making the most of his loan. He's making the difference, and we're very happy with him. When he comes back, we'll assess him and see what we do, but we're counting on him. We rate him very highly. We won the Super Cup, we're on our way to win La Liga, and we have competed well in the Copa del Rey. We failed in Europe, yes, but it's clear that we are under construction and on our way to winning titles. Busquets is very important even beyond the game. As a captain, I want him to continue, but it is his decision. It's now been 3 weeks since Barcelona offered Busquets his renewal. I think 1 year plus one option, 7 million euros per year salary. Still no response from Busquets. The sensations of Pedri and Dembele will mark the return, and so far they have not been good. Again, Pedri and Dembele, according to the media, are projected to return for the match against Atletico Madrid at the end of the month, but Xavi saying at the moment the returns are not looking good, and again, it depends on how they feel. Cheeky little prediction from myself, I think Pedri and Dembele are both out for the season. I will be shocked if they do return. Dembele, if he was going to return, he would have already returned by now. I think Pedri may have a chance, but if either of these two put on the Barcelona shirt by the end of the season, I will be very surprised. Then asked about Barcelona's lack of 1v1 skills in, attacking transition. He said, I don't think we lack 1v1 skills. It's true against Camavinga, Raphinha had a hard time, but Balde, Dembele, Ansu Ferran can all generate that. Of course, Barcelona have been linked to sign a world-class left winger with great 1v1 skills, and Xavi denouncing that completely. On a physical level, we have taken our team that perhaps runs the most, with the most sprints, some that have even given us that we are even the first in everything. So of course, Xavi, after bashing the players, mentality, he has to, praise them in some way, shape, or form. And finally, Xavi was asked now about the points difference in La Liga. He came out saying, I wouldn't take it for granted because we still have the 16 points to win the league. When the league is won, we'll celebrate it when the thing has been won with the win tomorrow, and tomorrow will be a very good test to react and get 3 vital points. And that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Girona tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm going to try my best to predict this lineup. It will be very difficult to predict, of course, off the back of a 4-0 loss in the Cup midweek. You want to make some more rotation, but again, we are playing on Monday, so a day extra more than usual. What will Xavi pick? Again, we're not fighting for anything this season, so there's really no point to rest any players at the current moment. And I think that Xavi will go with this lineup on the screen right now. He'll go with Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Araujo, Kounde, Alonso, and Alejandro Balde. Midfield 3 of Busquets, Roberto, and Kessie, and front 3 of Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Pablo Gavi. I think Xavi personally will pick the exact same lineup that started, of course, in the Clásico on Wednesday. I cannot see him making any changes. Of course, it will be Kounde at right back and Araujo at center back. Again, I can't see anything. Maybe he'll bring in one of the wingers to replace Gavi on the left and then drop Gavi in the midfield. Maybe we could see Jordi Alba for Balde. Apart from that, I think it'll be a miracle if Xavi changes anything else. I can't see, Pablo Torres starting. Maybe Eric Garcia could start in the pivot, or maybe at center back, because after Alonso's not great performance in the Clásico, that's an option, but I really, apart from Gavi being dropped in the midfield for maybe Kessie or Roberto, and then Ansu or Ferran starting, maybe Jordi Alba left back, I can't see Xavi making any changes. He wants to bounce back, of course. It's a big moment. We can go 15 points clear. You want to probably field your strongest team at the moment, and this right now is Barcelona's best 11, and that's something that Xavi Hernandez will select for this match. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think Xavi's gonna go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was a Barcelona coach, and I have made a few changes from Xavi's lineup. I'm going with this lineup on the screen right now. I'd go Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Roberto, Araujo, Eric Garcia, and Alejandro Balde, midfield three of Busquets, Kessie, and Gavi, and a front three of Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Ansu Fati. From the last game, I have made a few changes, and of course, I want to, keep an eye on some player fitness. I'm not resting them per se because we have big games coming up. I'm resting them for their own well-being. So I would rest Kounde, but a lot of minutes over the past few months. And again, at center back in the last game, it wasn't that great. I would bring in Eric Garcia for Alonso as well. I think Alonso wasn't the greatest as well in that game. And I would, of course, go with the three natural forwards and drop Gavi in the midfield. I do think Gavi does play better in the midfield ahead of that false winger position. And again, having three natural forwards would be very, very important. My idea for Roberto at right back was to have, not a natural right back, but someone who can go more a bit up and down. It's going to be at the Camp Nnou. The game will be a bit more open. So I want Roberto to exploit that space in the final third where Araujo and Kounde can't really do that. They're more so on the defensive side, so that's how I was going with Roberto at right back. I think Eric Garcia deserves an opportunity at center back. I think, again, he's the better center back than Alonso, but Alonso's just left-footed. That's why he gets picked a lot ahead of him. So we could see Eric Garcia in the pivot, but I think that with Busquets' lack of minutes recently, I would be very, very surprised about that. Ansu Fati for me gets the nod ahead of Ferran Torres. Again, I just want some more, explosiveness down that left-hand side. And again, a big opportunity for Ansu Fati himself. Apparently, he's on the market, blah, blah, blah. Go out there, perform. If not, then most likely his Barca career will be coming to an end slowly but surely. I'm a bit worried about Lewandowski as well. He was holding his back a lot in training this morning, but again, we have no one else, and also the season is pretty much over. If he gets injured, it won't be the end of the world. Honestly, he's really very, very fit, just like the rest of the squad. So again, I made a few rotations, but overall, this will be my line for the match against Girona. But of course, in the comments down below, let me rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup. Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? I think it'll be a very, very tight game. Of course, a derby. I think it'll be end-to-end, scintillating football. But in the end, I am backing Barcelona to win this match, and I have gone Barcelona to win this match by 2-0. Of course, I love our big results this season. What we've capitulated in the next match, we haven't done too well. I think against Inter, we played away from home, and we barely got the win. Against Madrid in the last game, or I guess when we got knocked out by United in the Europa League, we lost to Almeria the next day. But with this being at the Camp Nnou, morale is still okay, especially with the league and especially with Madrid dropping points yesterday. I went with a 2-0 victory, clean sheet as well. I think Ter Stegen's already secured the Zamora trophy anyways, but we're not going for that clean sheet record. I think that would be a great thing to have on Barcelona's resume. I think, again, it will depend on how the game starts mostly. I think if Girona get the first goal, it's going to be backs to the wall and just going for it completely. I think if Girona gets the first goal, I think we'll probably draw the match. I can't really see Barcelona losing this match in any way, shape, or form. I put that at a 1%. I think a draw is possible, probably around a 10%, and of course the rest for a Barcelona victory. I think anything but a Barcelona victory in this match would be very, very disappointing, be a huge slap in a lot of these players' face. It would be a very, very big shock as well. And again, after Madrid dropping points yesterday, you have to capitalize on this opportunity. I think Barcelona will, and I have Barcelona win this match by 2-0. But of course, let me know your score predictions down in the comments below. So that was my match preview for Barcelona versus Girona in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to know firstly, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly, on those lineups. Firstly, would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? What do you think Xavi will go with? What would you go with? You're the manager. Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me and watch the game with me. Fall straight for the match by my match review. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, next comfortable game at the Camp Nou, we can score some goals, and of course, most importantly, secure 3 points. Take care and Forza Barca.
Go, 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 go.